Okay, welcome back to our program here on Inside Bicol. And my guest for tonight is Colonel Midel Aguilar. Colonel, let me ask you, I'm sure there are a lot of viewers here. Anong procedure mo niyan kang mga gustong mag-iba, maging military man dyan sa Army? Ano ang prosedimento mo niyan? Sa recruitment din do?
Duwa po ang sundalo, igwang mga officers at saka igwang mga non-commissioned officers or enlisted personnel. Usually, ang mga officers naghahali yan sa ROTC, naghahali yan sa PMA, igwang mga naghahali yan sa Officer Candidate School. And ang mga qualification ka at least kung PMA ka, high school graduate, mataas ang sa imong grade, igwa kang good manners and right conduct, and then you should pass the entrance exam. And after that you have to pass also the medical and psychological exam, because alam naman natin na dahil bakong simple ang maglaog sa military na organisasyon. So you must be a natural born Filipino citizen. Para sa lalaki at least 5'2" o 5 feet 2 inches ang height. For female dapat at least 5 feet.
Okay. No.
So, yan po, sa mga enlisted personnel, magkaipuhan, mag-exam ka naman yan para makalaog ka sa military, parang battery exam battery test. And then, after that, depende po sa quota na itatao sa mga division.
Sa division,
So,
yeah.
sa mga major commands ng Philippine Army, then we will start recruiting from the people in the area.
Ano
So,
yun?
ang kwan po dyan is, again, the same height. And then at least 18 years
Pirang
of
height
age ka.
dyan?
5'2" po para sa lalaki, 5 feet para sa babae.
Para yan sa police, bakong ibang doon para diskusyonan yan ito.
I'm not sure po kung ano ang height requirement sa police, but sa military po, 5'2" para sa lalaki, 5 para sa babae.
Do you have to be a high school graduate?
Yes, importante po
For
yan.
the
For the enlisted personnel.
I see.
Yeah, po.
So, dapat high school graduate ka.
Yeah, po. Tapos, duman sa naman, at least 18 years of age ka.
18 years of age. Okay. So, in the case of your division here, doon man kamo kayan nagkakaiwan yung recruitment?
Sa ngunyan po, igwa kaming ongoing training na.
Training.
That started around 2 months ago.
Wow.
And 75 po yung ating candidate standard duman.
Okay.
We expect na magkakaigwa na naman kita ng quota within this year. We just do not know kung yung exact date. But we will be informing the public naman kung igwa na ng quota.
When you talk about quota, does it mean that there's so many people who would like to join the army? Gulpihon? Kaya nagkakaroon mo ng quota? Or?
In reality po, dakulan ang gustong maglaog sa military. But we cannot accept them all. So we get the best.
The best. Okay. So as far as interest pa lang, gulpihon.
Dakulan po ang gustong maglaog.
Oh.
And may gawin po kita pa anong attrition.
Attrition?
Or
Ano yun?
sa pagtanggal kan mga miyembro, because we have to maintain an organization that is parang pyramid. So that we are following a chain of command. Very structured po, very rigid ang organizational structure ng military, that nangangailangan talaga ng ganong sitwasyon. Unlike siguro sa mga ibang private companies that you have to maintain everybody, or kung sa maaari nandyan sila para matagal mahirap kasi yung pag-recruit at magastos yan. But in the military, sometimes we have this selective enlistment and re-enlistment, wherein we cannot accommodate everybody during the enlistment or after 3 years na ma-enlist sila.
Okay.
So we have to separate some of them.
Okay. What about women? Mga ano yan?
Igwa man pong quota para sa mga
Quantity.
babae.
Okay.
And almost the same requirement sa mga lalaki naman.
What about
But,
sa division? Iba dyan? Nag-apply?
Igwa po, nakunin po kitang mga enlisted women dyan.
So, kamo okay man pa nag-apply?
Iyo po. Nagtatangga, ako kami ng mga babae na aplikante. But may igwa lang nin quota na pinag-babasehan kung ira ang pwedeng ako.
What is the average income that an enlisted man gets pag naglaog siya sa army? Pero anong benefits ako ba?
dako lang pong benefits. Igwa kaming subsistence allowance, igwa kaming quarters allowance, igwang hazard pay, igwang combat pay kung yaw ka sa combat area o yung sana siya ka sa field. And igwa kaming base pay.
Base pay.
So yung base pay is medyo mataas naman.
So if you will have to incorporate it, what level are we talking here?
Siguro ang
Enlisted man,
masabi ko lang, estimate ko lang sa pinakamababa na rango, at least igwa siyang gross na 15.
15. High school graduate.
Yep.
Dako lang ko yan.
Siguro
Be receiving that,
kung hihilingon ta, dakula yan, but yung risk naman
A risk,
sa trabaho.
of course,
Because
a
minsan nga
Papalabang
garong
ka.
daay mo talagang mababayadan ang buhay kan sa mga tao.
So that's where you have the sacrifice.
Yes.
Sabi tangani na, we also give Takula. Now, you are also involved, I understand, in some of the civic, mga mga building ng roads. Ano yan? Anong involvement yan?
Again, ito po ay part ng ating IPSP Bayanihan because ang participation po ng military sa mga araw ng mga activities talagang pinagpaplanuhan yan. We just do not conduct activities for the sake of conducting these activities. Talagang these activities pass through some a process na which allow us to first to know kung ano yung problema sa sarong komunidad, then planning for the right intervention, and then securing the resources that we need. So kaya nga it may take some time for us to implement some activity, especially CMO, civil military operation activities, but we make sure na lambang sintabo na gagastos sa kaduman is igwa talaga ng purpose, igwa objective na ma-accomplish. So ang office ko po, yung staff na responsible sa planning at saka policy making on the conduct of these activities. So yun po, halos everyday igwa kami ng mga papel na o mga request na receive duman sa opisina, and we act on it. Depende po sa kung pinakaipuan talagang gipukod nila.
Okay. Did we learn anything from the experience of General Garcia? Ano ba ito si General Garcia tungkol sa conversion of yung gasoline and then mga arugad? What did you learn from that experience?
It was a siguro. Una para sa organization, it was a learning experience for us. Na during that time, probably when conversion was still in practice, they said it's a necessary event because hindi pa nga prepared siguro yung sistema for us to the procurement system. But slowly we are professionalizing it. There is a law already, and at the same time we are practicing it already from the top down to the line units. So it may be difficult at first, but may mga birth pains yan, but slowly we are going to the right direction na talagang totally we can eliminate corruption.
Now, most of the government agencies practice what is called as yung transparency. They have this, and they put it in the website if they're going to buy something, if they're going to bid something. Are we also doing this in the military? Of
Siguro,
course, hindi kasama yung mga, sabihin na natin, security related. What about itong mga ordinary naman?
Sa lahat naman po is halos open kami.
Okay.
Except po doon sa mga aspeto na mayroong ng security na involved. I think siguro nakikita naman ng tao yan. Even the international community are appreciating the changes that's happening in the military. Now we have this Army Transformation Roadmap that by the year 2028 we should be a world-class military army that the Filipino people can be proud of. So kami is nakatutok dyan sa direksyon na yan, and we're trying our best na talagang mapagayon po ang satuyang army because ang tao ang makikinabang dito.
So all these practices of transparency is also present in the military organization.
Yes, sir.
Tungkol dyan. Okay, now, sometimes I read of in the papers that some are you are assigned in the UN, diba? Paano yan? Because I know that malaking bagay din. Let's say you are assigned in East Timor. Halimbawa, ano ang proseso pa lang yan, Colonel? Paano mo na pipili dyan? Paano, and then how long do you normally stay? And of course, there are also certain, incentives with that. Of course, there's also risk involved, especially dyan sa areas na sa mga, sa benta na may mga gulo. Ano ang level?
Ang ikataram ko po dyan siguro is based on what I heard from some of the soldiers or some of the officers who've been assigned to this post. Sabihin natin abroad, yung mga overseas deployment. Sa kuya po paano dahil pa ako na-assign dyan? Ang sa kuyang policy ka ito, personal, sabi ko, I want to serve my country first. So, pero that doesn't mean na iba is they want to serve other country. Nagkataon lang siguro na gusto man talaga nila for experience and for all the kung ano pang makukuha dyan, benefits. Depende po yan sa sarong sundalo.
Ma-apply ka?
Ma-apply sila.
Ma-apply ka.
Kung gusto mong ma-assign duman, magkaibanin na experience outside, and at the same time, magkaiba ka naman yung financial remuneration. Dahil rin po yan siyempre na pag inasay ko naman, either a peacekeeper, so ibig sabihin, igwa talagang problema ang sarong lugar. That's why we can hear some news na igwa kitang mga soldados na assign sa peacekeeping force na hostage, may nagagadan. These are risks that our soldiers face when they are deployed abroad. So, ikaw man pong corresponding compensation niya na ito na tao hali sa United Nations.
Okay. We will again pause for a while. When we return, we'll also talk about recent incidents here in. So, don't go away. We will be back.